And it's, the best, one of our most successful agents, Josh Collar, had lots and lots, we talked about him last week, lots and lots and lots and lots of sales experience, lots. And lots of mindset training and understood the mentality behind sales and all those different types of things. And when he came here, the first thing that he said to Steve and the first thing he said to me on the very first appointment that he went on was, act as if I know absolutely nothing. Because I really don't know anything about this business and how you guys do it here.
Yeah.
And I think that is why he has been, in part, why he has been so successful.
Yeah, we talked about it on one of the live streams a couple weeks ago on Friday, is that was his mentality. And that's really what, this is a different game. Regardless of your sales experience, this leads-based sales opportunity, calling mortgage session leads, is a different game than opportunity you might be in. In fact, I'd rather have someone without any sales experience to train, because they come in green. Many of you that have sales experience want to go back to those old habits, and that's not necessarily going to work here. Because we're really not salespeople. We are more educators. We are underwriters. We are advisors. We look for the best options. We present those options, that kind of thing. And it's not a product that you negotiate the price on either. So it's just a different game. And my mentor told me the exact same thing, is that leave that behind and focus on learning it. In fact, Angela says it the best way, which is, do it our way for the first 90 days, right? Trust that you came here for a reason, to partner with us, and then we're going to tell you things that are going to help you shorten the learning curve and fast track your way to success. So regardless of whether or not you feel like you want to change things and make it your own and all that kind of stuff, we would encourage you not to do that for the first 90 days. So do it our way. And then once you start making money, because remember, all those tweaks and whatnot, you're going to get yourself off track, try things that you hear on different calls that unlike ours. Even the IMO calls and the YouTube stuff and all that, I would get rid of all that stuff. All that's going to do is create confusion, and a confused mindset ends up doing nothing. So I would encourage you to put all that stuff away and focus on doing it our way for the first 90 days, so that we can get you to make money first. Because many of you come here with a very low budget, and we want you to save that money on leads and on your business, rather than hunting and pecking and trying to do things that aren't going to work, buying the wrong leads without counsel. Again, that's why you're part of this team, is that you found, I would imagine, you found an attraction or a not really attraction, not a good word for it, but an opportunity to learn from somebody that's where you want to be in this business. So in order for that to work, you've got to do it their way. Right? If you do what the successful people are doing, you will also be successful. You'll have what the successful people have. So I would encourage you to not do that for the first 90 days and follow these calls and go through our trainings all the way through. I can see on the meter here in the back office how many of you actually went to 100%, and very few of you do. So I would, and then many of the people that start and get stuck around 10, 15, 20%. Are always in that state of confusion. I'm going, is our training that bad? Or is it, what is it? So we're looking to find out. And what we find is that many of you haven't completed the training, and it's designed, you don't get all the training in the first chapter.
Right.
Or the ninth. If you did the first chapter 1, chapter 9, you're not fully trained.
That's right. It's
like baking a cake. If it requires 3 eggs, you can't put 1 in it and get the same results. So follow the training, right? So again, our first 90 days goal, our singular goal for the first 90 days, is to teach you. We get this question a lot, Angela, and that is, am I always going to be doing the CQS sheet? Am I always going to be relying on Angela to give me my what my client qualifies for? What's your answer to that?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And as much as you want that independence of being able to figure it out on your own or do it on your own, truth be told, I want there's lots of, it is a process. It's a process of repetition and seeing the same thing over and over and over and over again. You know, when Steve was running appointments very early on, and I was doing his paperwork and doing his risk assessments and that kind of thing. I mean, I would see the same medication over and over again, but it was like I had never seen it before. I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? And I was constantly looking things up. And then you just start to develop that muscle memory of remembering what things are. And all of that will happen. The goal is to get you to the point where you don't need me for every single case. And I will say, with just a tiny amount of pride, that agents that work the system, they do the CQS sheet, they send it in, they begin the baby steps of underwriting their own, of figuring out their products for their own cases, and kind of rinse and repeat over and over and over and over again, become some of the most, some of the best agents and have the highest success rate in terms of, you know, what products they put their clients into. And what I mean by that is, you don't want to say, oh, I know how to do this. I've got it. It's fine. I can do this on my own. I've got this little widget app over here that I use, and it'll tell me what to show them, or what products they qualify for, or what have you. Or you know what? This person who's 75 years old and has had a heart attack and has cancer right now, and, you know, blah, 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 but their doctor says they're fine, they're healthy, they're fine to get $200,000 worth of term. You're just going to have that constant cycle of declines and issues and underwriting issues, and your placement, your persistency are all going to be in the floor. And so we want you to learn the system, learn the process, so that you can do it on your own, so that frees up our time to work with new agents that are coming in that don't have any of that knowledge or any of that experience. So yeah, we definitely want you to get to the point where
and most people
you're out of the nest. Right. And most people do in a 90-day period of time.
And most people figure that out, because I get that question all the time when I'm recruiting people and to the team, is how can you guys all, you know, how much time do you have to do that for the whole team? Well, the idea is you bring them in and you push them out.
Right.
So a new group can come in. So, but here's the thing, is that in order for that to work, right, for us to reach that goal in 90 days, it requires you to participate. This is not a learn, and then go do. It is a learn, do, adjust, learn, do process. So in order for you to work with Angela and learn how this whole process, all these pieces of puzzles come together, you got to be running appointments.
Right.
You got to be buying leads. Yeah. You got to be in the game. You can't just sit there and learn, and expect to know everything you need to know before you start. The way that she teaches you is by running your appointments with you. Yeah. I mean, you did a 3-hour, I wouldn't advertise this necessarily, but you did a 3-hour 911 call the other night with one of our new agents, Eric, who needed you to analyze the guy's policies that he had and see if we could do something better for him. That Zoom call, or whereby, it wasn't Zoom, went on for 3 hours. That's what we do here. But again, he learned a lot through that process, but he learned a lot because he's doing. He's taking action. He's doing the do, right? So you got to be involved in that. It's a learn, do, make adjustments, go back, because you got to fail. We only learn this in this world as human beings by failing. That's how we learn to walk. We fell down over and again until we figured out that we didn't want to fall down anymore. I got to figure this out. So again, you got to be doing more than just learning. And so the goal for the first 90 days is the 4 Ps: phone, products, presentation, and then Angela added was 3 Ps. Add the last one, which is you got to be persistent. Right? You can't be in and then out for 3 or 4 weeks, be back in, out for a couple of weeks. No. You got to be persistent in the process, because again, we're trying to compress the learning curve, shorten the learning curve, and you compress it by massive amounts of activity, right? So you have some memory retention there, and then from there, you have to be. We ask that you're coachable, you're willing to do the work, and you have a burning desire to succeed, because you're going to need the desire. Angela, I know we've seen this a lot. I think the desire is a huge part of anybody's success. If you're just sticking your toe in it and well, if it works out, if it doesn't work out, I'll go back and get my 9-to-5 job back, or forget it. You gotta be working this like it's your own, like you burn all the bridges, like it is your air to breathe.
Right. I mean, when I came to this business, especially, I had absolutely, and for those of you that have ever heard parts of our story or our background or anything like that, I mean, sometimes I look back on my life and I think, how did I even end up here? I mean, there's times when it still kind of knocks me back on my heels when I realize the amount of income that I earned in this business. It's I didn't finish college. I finished high school. I didn't finish college. I ended up working in industries that were very untethered. I mean, there was not a whole lot of future there in terms of developing any type of a career or being really good at something. And this business has given that to me. But you're never going to, when I got here, I was so broke. I was really at the end of my real estate career, which was a short career, but I was done. I needed this to work. And because of that, I was willing to put all of my energy and focus into it. I just decided that this is what I was going to do, and I wanted to do it well. I wanted to do it well because I wanted to earn well. I wanted to, a lot of people talk about it, and you can have your own opinion about this, but a lot of people talk about, the calling, this is a calling and they just want to help people. And I want to help people too. And I want to do good and help other people and make them feel protected and good and all of those great things. But I want to earn a good living. I want to be able to help support my family and do good things for my family and the people that are close to me and charities that we believe in. And all of those things start with doing this well so that you can earn well, so that you can have whatever the outcome is for you that you want. But you have to really be all in. And I was just thinking when you said that, we have a palm tree. We have a poor little palm tree in our front yard that's dying. We don't know what happened to it.
And it was the palm tree we said because it was a staple of the house. It was right between the driveway and the house. It was mature, tall, and
just beautiful, full, and
well, it's dead.
Well, it's dying. It's dead.
It's dead.
It's pretty much dead.
Angel thinks it's not, but it is dead.
Here's what we said. We said we're going to give it everything we have for one more month.
Yeah.
And that we're all in on it. I mean, there's nothing that this, short of putting a blanket around this palm tree at night, we are all in. So we've done everything that we can possibly do, and we will do that until we hit the point where we say, okay, there really is absolutely nothing left here. And I was just thinking about that in relation to this business. You have to get to the point where you say, I'm all in, even if, we go out 3 times a day and check on the status of this tree. Nothing changes within the day, That this business is the same way. You're not gonna look at it. You're not gonna sit down at 9 o'clock and at noon say, well, I don't have 25 appointments and I'm not, I don't have a commission check going in today, so maybe this isn't gonna work. You've got to be all in on the process, all in on the system, and you've got to do it and commit to it. And because it works. That's all I have.
Yeah. And remember, an imperfect action is better than no action at all.
Yep.
See you guys next week.
Bye. Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.